Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the new gameplay objective Roussillon card to review today. So, we're taking a look at someone that is 5'9" with high medium work rates, left-footed with 3-star skills and a 3-star weak foot. So, definitely underwhelming that he doesn't have at least a 4-star weak foot, because it's obviously very helpful no matter what position you're in nowadays, especially for the fullback position. If I want to use him as a left center back, all that good stuff, right? So the fact that he doesn't have that is definitely a letdown, but he still looks like he can be an incredibly usable card because, as you guys know, he was one of the cards that we used in the beginning of the year because he was a cheap beast that was a French left back from the Bundesliga, right? So some pretty cool stuff there. In regards to traits, he doesn't have anything important. He does have 94 acceleration with 98 sprint speed, so you could improve it. You could potentially improve it. In regards to shooting, he has 78 attacking positioning, 69 finishing, 83 shot power. So this is definitely the type of left back that you're going to use on stay back while attacking, like most of the fullbacks anyway. So if I use this guy on balanced instructions, it's going to be very important for me to see if he goes back into position really quickly. And I don't want him to jog back. I want him to run back, okay? Because it seems like he's going to be a more defensive-oriented fullback. Especially since he doesn't really have, again, he doesn't really have attacking positioning. So I don't expect him to overcommit. But, you know, low attacking positioning doesn't necessarily mean that he's never going to attack. With balanced instructions, he will attack from time to time. In regards to passing abilities, he does have good base stats. You don't necessarily need to improve it. Free kick accuracy is never really relevant for passing in regards to short passing, long passing, and all that fun stuff. Dribbling on the card for a fullback is not bad because of the fact that he is a 5'9" player in the fullback position. Now, obviously, as you guys know, in my attacking areas, even in my midfield areas, to be honest, I don't really like dribbling like that. But for defensive players, it's always nice to have base card stats like that because you don't necessarily need to improve it. In regards to defending, he's got 90 interceptions, defensive awareness at an 87, 94 sliding tackles at a 92, physicals at an 81 with 96 strength. So this is going to be a thing where it's either going to give him an anchor chemistry style for the +5 on the acceleration, which again is always helpful, especially a +1 on the sprint speed, which it's a +1, right? But the important thing is going to be boosting his aggression, strength, jumping, as well as his base defensive stats. That's going to be a very, very important thing for a card like this. Now, do I think a card like this is going to be better than Alphonso Davies? No, I think Alphonso Davies is absolutely unbelievable in this game, right? I just think that the way that he performs because of the weak foot, and I think he even has skill moves on that card as well, if I remember correctly from reviewing him. That's definitely going to be a better fullback to use than Roussillon. But Roussillon being a free card that's French in the left back position that plays in the Bundesliga, because there's different variables, right? People will look at him and be like, oh, Ferland Mendy is better. Yes, but it's an easy gameplay objective card to either use for fodder or for the fun concept where you link him up with an Nkunku or something, right? We obviously already did Coleman's card too, so for the FIFA aspect, it's kind of fun to have cards like this in your team, right? So, yeah, the way that we're going to be using this card in the team, because it's a fullback review, I do want to try him out in the 4-2-3-1, playing with a left attacking mid. So we're going to have Coleman and Roussillon on the left side. The only thing that we're really going to switch is that Roussillon, I'm going to have to force the join the attack with him just because of his attacking presence not being crazy. The important thing here is going to be judging what he's like in regards to pushing back into position, going forward, what his dribbling is like. Is his 5'9" height a problem? Does he have a good body type in game? All that kind of stuff is going to be very important in regards to me judging the card in the fullback position. In regards to him being a high medium work rate player, there's not really any other position I would use him in because his dribbling is not necessarily the worst. You could totally switch him to a left mid position if you're using a 3 at the back, but I would mostly see him being used as a left center back because, as you guys know, using fullbacks in the left center back and right center back position for a 3 at the back formation is always really nice to use, especially if you have a center back that can play the CDM position, just so you can do that like formation change, right? But yeah, I'm going to get into a game just with basic chemistry style because I want to see if he has good basic stuff. Actually, I want to give him the Sentinel, because I want to see if I want the pace on him. I want to see if I want that little bit of extra acceleration. Because as you guys know, I rate acceleration more than I rate sprint speed. for the way that players perform in this game. So let's get into a game. We'll switch to the 4-2-3-1 first, and then we'll basically take it from there. All right, guys, so we'll switch to the 4-2-3-1 instantly. Let's see how he plays there. Nicely done. Without any chemistry style as well, so obviously the base card stats for pace, good enough in a situation like that for him to get the ball. I just want to see what his dribbling is actually like here. It's not super responsive, but it's good enough for the fullback position for sure. It's usually what most of them would feel like anyways. Look at that. He actually attacks really nicely here. That's on the forced instruction of join the attack right there. It's inside right here. We'll use his pace to our advantage. A little skill move. Not really that quick at doing skill moves. So obviously with this type of card, guys, you want to focus mostly with him in regards to being a good defensive presence for you. Bruno Fernandes being an absolute monster as normal. Ooh, possession-based tackle, and also instantly accelerates into the play to get the ball really cleanly right there. Nicely done. Good little bit of play right there, Bruno Fernandes and Bernardo Silva. Did okay right there. Those tackles are usually pretty random. It's either you get it or you don't, right? He's not going to be crazy in the air in those types of situations right there. I feel like because of his body type, guys, I would still want to give him the acceleration boost. But when he overcommitted right there, he actually went back into position quite nicely because Kimpembe, I was using him to go to the left back position once I pushed Roussillon out of position. And he did a pretty good job of tracking back over there. Yeah, he'll still follow the instruction of join the attack. Oh, almost got that opportunity there with Coleman. I just wanted to try out a volley there with him. It's this part right here that I want to test. He didn't really run in that situation, but that's because Coleman started to go back instead of him. So I need to test that out more, obviously. Okay, so this is what I want to test out right here. I want to lose the ball in this situation, switch off of him. I want to check out the radar right here. So you can see that someone starts to occupy the left back position, but then he actually starts to run instantly, which is great. Goes back into position quickly, starts to rotate with Coleman. So that's pretty good. It makes these fullbacks usable if I want to use them in the attacking sense, right? So it's a matter of, like, you know, if you switch certain players going forward and whatnot, at least I can trust for him to come back pretty quickly. Because of the way that he'll play off of other players. So what I'm noticing so far with the card, guys, is that I feel like the anchor is what I'd want mostly on him. I think that would make the most sense because of the acceleration boost on his card, because his dribbling is not necessarily the quickest, but it's being able to chase after players that I want to be able to do better at. But you can obviously see that on the join on the attack instruction, he's definitely going to be there. So again, I don't want to touch anything here. So this situation right here, this is where you could see that he's not a runner, and that's when you need to give him the defensive stats. Defensive awareness and all that kind of stuff is very, very important for situations like that. So we definitely either need to give him an anchor chemistry style, or a sentinel. Then he'll probably be a little bit better for those specific areas. Oh, Bernardo. Bernardo always moves in the right spaces, man. Always. I just love this card. So far, guys, you know, he feels like an incredibly usable left back. He's not going to feel amazing by any means, right? He's kind of like there mostly for the links that you could potentially provide him in a Bundesliga team and all that kind of stuff. Because the Bundesliga left backs, there's not like a crazy amount of good Bundesliga left backs. There's like a few, but for a free gameplay objective card that you're getting through squad battles, it's not necessarily a bad card to get. Now, what I want to try out here is instead of join the attack, I actually want to try him out on just balance for both of them, just to see what the balance is going to be like in regards to them pushing forward. I'm just going to have Bruno Fernandes to be on stay central instead of getting behind. So let's see how that plays out. Oh, Bernardo Silva, you're silk. Absolute silk. You see that responsive dribbling? Gameplay's not even crazy right now, but he is. He just is, dude. Oh, I love him in the cam spot. His tracking in that situation was perfectly fine. I liked what he did over there. He kind of like kept on marking that one dude up top. Positioning is pretty good here on the balance instruction. He didn't overcommit, so he's doing okay here. Again, this is without any defensive boost, right? This is without defensive awareness and all that good stuff. Yeah, that's where you notice a little bit of the sloppiness for dribbling. But he's still good enough in the fullback position, regardless. Oh, you see? With Bruno Fernandes, he doesn't dribble like Bernardo. He doesn't do that boom, boom, like, you know? But you kind of have to get used to it. You have to kind of use a little bit of L1 dribbling with players like Bruno. That's why I like using Bruno in the CDM positions, because I prefer having a player like Bernardo going on the attack, you know? Yeah, lacks in the physical because of the height and all that kind of stuff, obviously. I still feel like I'd want to give him the anchor. In a situation like that, you need the aggression boost, you need the strength boost, because even though he's small, it would have definitely made a difference on a card like this in that situation. Nicely done with Coleman. Nice goal. I'll take that. Didn't even do any defensive animation. He just kind of got the ball right there. He actually went to the far post right there. You see that defensively? I'm going to force a run out of him right here. I did a little bit earlier right there. We'll see what he chooses to do. He actually stops making his run because Coleman starts to make that run forward, so that's pretty good. Okay, this guy's going to make the run right here. Let's see what he's like chasing after again. Here is where aggression and strength is very important. You see that part right there? That's where you want to give him the +10, the +5s, whatever he needs, because the height that he has is not necessarily going to allow him to kind of like push ahead of the attacker in that situation. So that's where you're going to want to either give him... I think the anchor chemistry style makes the most sense. That's the chemistry style that I would give him, because I feel like he requires that +5 acceleration because of the body type that he has. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can definitely notice his body type in regards to the way that he dribbles and all that good stuff. So, but if you do end up using the card, you do mostly want to use him on stay back while attacking anyways, because if he has to chase after someone, he's not going to feel like a team of the season Alex Telles or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Or that Alphonso Davies card. That Alphonso Davies card is nuts. But on stay back while attacking, he'll definitely be a usable fullback for sure. He won't feel anything special like an Alphonso Davies though, you know? Alright guys, so final verdict on the Roussillon card is that, you know, he's one of those cards that's definitely usable to use in a team if you keep him mostly on stay back while attacking. Now with this card, there's different concepts to work with because of the fact that he's a French player from the Bundesliga, he's a left back specifically from the Bundesliga. All that kind of stuff allows you to work with a team in certain ways, right? Whether you want to link with like Nkunku or, you know, Upamecano or Konate or anything like that, you could totally do that with a card like this in your team. So it's more for the fun concept. He's not going to be like an amazing fullback, but he'll definitely be like a usable good fullback to use, if that makes any sense, right? In regards to his dribbling was noticeable a little bit because of the average body type that he has. Even with the basic chemistry style boosting his dribbling stats, it's not even worth boosting it at all because that's going to be his characteristic regardless, right? So for me personally, because of the situations that unfolded during the game, he needs the anchor chemistry style because of the +5 for the acceleration and specifically for the +5 in strength and aggression. I feel like those three things together are very, very important. Now, what I want to take a look at is Sentinel chemistry style, because Sentinel would give him a +10 for strength. So I feel like the strength would be more important if he was like a 5'11", like a 6-foot player, like something like that. But I feel like, you know, the fact that you're giving him an anchor and he gets a +5 already, I feel like that's already good enough because of the +5 acceleration that you're giving him. You're giving him that extra bit of acceleration as well as that +10 for aggression to try to get ahead of the players, right? I feel like it's very important to give him those, or this chemistry style, for him to feel more usable in game. But this card is a type of card where you specifically have to use him on balance, or not balance, on stay back while attacking instructions. I would not recommend pushing him forward at all because he doesn't really have an attacking presence. His dribbling is not that responsive, and his shooting is not necessarily up to par as well. But as a fullback that's going to be on stay back while attacking, with the extra acceleration, aggression, and defensive stats, he'll definitely be more usable in game. So thank you guys so much for watching the videos today. I really do appreciate it. Be sure to go check out the David Luiz and the Coleman reviews because we did those ones earlier. So yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.